Scroll through your feed. What do you see? A friend's vacation, a funny meme, maybe a news headline. But what if I told you that same feed is also becoming a new frontier for survival stories? In our hyper-connected world, social media isn't just for sharing updates. It's fundamentally changing how we experience, document, and even navigate crises. From natural disasters to social upheavals, our digital lives are now intertwined with our physical survival. So, the big question is, how exactly is social media redefining the very essence of survival storytelling in the 21st century? Is it a lifeline, a new kind of logbook for humanity's struggles, or is it something far more complicated? Let's dive in. Before smartphones, survival stories were told after the fact. Think of journals found in shipwrecks or memoirs written years later. They were reflections, filtered through memory and time. Today, that has completely flipped. We've become a world of digital witnesses. When a crisis hits, the first reports often don't come from news crews. They come from ordinary people with phones. Think back to the Arab Spring. It was fueled by tweets and Facebook posts that organized protests and broadcasted events to a global audience in real time. These weren't polished news reports. They were raw, shaky, and incredibly powerful. The same thing happens during natural disasters. When a hurricane or earthquake strikes, user-generated content on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, or TikTok provides immediate, on-the-ground perspectives. We see flooded streets from a second-story window or feel the tremors through a shaking camera lens. This immediacy creates a powerful sense of shared experience and empathy. It's no longer a distant event happening to other people. It's happening right now, to someone just like us, and we are right there with them, virtually. This ability to broadcast one's reality in the midst of chaos empowers individuals, giving them a voice and a way to signal for help, document injustices, or simply connect with others who understand. It's a survival story being written, not in hindsight, but in the present tense, one post at a time. The individual has become the narrator of their own struggle, and the world is their audience. This new age of the digital witness transforms survival from a solitary struggle into a communal event. In the past, someone stranded might send a message in a bottle, a hopeful plea cast into the vast, indifferent ocean. Today, they send a tweet, a digital message that can circle the globe in seconds. This has practical, life-saving implications. During floods or wildfires, people use social media to create real-time maps of safe zones, share resource locations, and coordinate rescue efforts. A single post saying "I'm trapped on my roof at this address" can mobilize a community of strangers to help. Hashtags become digital lifelines, connecting those in need with those who can offer aid. We saw this during massive blizzards, where people used community Facebook groups to deliver food and medicine to snowed-in neighbors. It's a decentralized, grassroots form of disaster response, powered by collective goodwill. Beyond the immediate physical needs, this digital connection also offers crucial psychological support. Knowing you're not alone, seeing messages of support flood in from around the world, can be a powerful antidote to the fear and isolation that often accompany a crisis. It's a reminder of our shared humanity, a digital hand reaching out in the dark. In this sense, social media acts as a modern-day campfire, a place where we gather to share stories, offer comfort, and find strength in numbers, even when we are physically miles apart. The narrative is no longer just "I survived," but "we survived, together." But for every story of connection and rescue, there's a darker side. Social media is a double-edged sword, and its other edge is sharp and dangerous. The very speed and reach that make it a powerful tool for good also make it a perfect breeding ground for misinformation and disinformation. In the chaotic aftermath of a crisis, when people are desperate for information, false narratives can spread like wildfire. Remember the early days of the pandemic? Bogus health cures and conspiracy theories flooded our feeds, making it incredibly difficult to know who or what to trust. A fake rumor about a supply shortage can trigger panic buying, creating a real shortage where none existed. A doctored image of a riot can incite real-world violence. These aren't just harmless mistakes, they actively complicate survival. When you can't trust the information you're seeing, how do you make safe decisions? Which evacuation route is real? Is that resource center actually open, or is it a scam? We end up in these dangerous echo chambers, where algorithms feed us more of what we already believe, reinforcing our biases and shielding us from opposing views. This creates competing versions of reality. One person's feed tells them to shelter in place, while another's tells them to flee. In a survival situation, that difference in information can be the difference between life and death. The narrative of survival becomes fractured, splintered into 1,000 conflicting stories, leaving everyone more vulnerable and more divided than ever before. This division is perhaps the most insidious threat. While social media can connect us, it can also be expertly manipulated to tear us apart, even in times of crisis when unity is most needed. State-sponsored troll farms and bad actors can exploit the fear and uncertainty of a disaster to sow chaos and distrust. They might create fake accounts to impersonate emergency services, spreading disinformation to undermine official guidance. They can amplify divisive political messages, turning a natural disaster into a partisan blame game. This erodes the very foundation of social trust that is so critical for collective survival. If you can't trust your neighbors, your government, or the information on your screen, who can you trust? The community that was once a source of strength becomes a source of suspicion. The survival narrative shifts from us versus the problem to us versus them. This digital tribalism is incredibly dangerous because it prevents coordinated responses and breaks down the social fabric. We saw this during protests, where online disinformation campaigns work to delegitimize movements and incite conflict between different groups. Instead of a unified story of a community facing a challenge, we get a cacophony of conflicting, hostile narratives. The struggle is no longer just against the flood, the fire, or the oppressor. It's also against an invisible army of digital ghosts working to ensure we never find common ground. Survival becomes a battle on two fronts, one in the real world and one for the very soul of the story being told online. So, where does this leave us? We've seen that social media is a profoundly powerful force in modern survival storytelling. It's a lifeline that can connect the stranded, a platform that gives a voice to the voiceless, and a tool for grassroots organization that can save lives. It has democratized the narrative, allowing anyone to become a real-time chronicler of their own struggle and find community in crisis. It creates a global, immediate, and deeply human record of our collective challenges. At the same time, this digital frontier is fraught with peril. It's a chaotic landscape where truth and lies battle for dominance, where echo chambers can lead us into danger, and where malicious actors can exploit our fears to divide and conquer. It complicates our ability to make clear-headed decisions and erodes the trust we need to survive together. The role of social media is not black and white. It is a complex, dual-edged reality. It is both a powerful tool for connection and a potential source of catastrophic division. What this all boils down to is a new, essential survival skill for the 21st century: media literacy. In an age where anyone can broadcast anything to millions, our ability to critically evaluate information is no longer just an academic exercise. It's a fundamental life skill. We need to learn how to spot fake accounts, how to fact-check a viral video, and how to recognize the emotional manipulation designed to make us angry or afraid. We need to consciously step outside our own information bubbles and seek out different perspectives. Navigating the modern world means navigating the stories we told about it, and that requires a healthy dose of skepticism and a commitment to seeking truth. The survival narrative is no longer written by a single author. It's a crowdsourced, chaotic, ever-evolving story. And our survival may just depend on how well we learn to read it. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on social media's role in a crisis? Have you ever seen it used for good, or have you been worried by the spread of misinformation? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this interesting, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more deep dives into our digital world. Stay safe and stay curious.